what happened. It's impossible for people to vote twice. If we see multiple people show you they could take the ink off of their finger and it takes some hours for any little hint of a stain to come back on it, we already know there's voter fraud in the GCOM database. The ink thing and the photos or the folio, it only works if the database is secure. Once it's been established that that database is not secure and it's been violated, then no, there's no integrity to the process.
This is 592 Plug, the ultimate connection to Guyanese energy, culture, and vibes. From the streets to the sound, from the people to the passion, we keep the current flowing strong. Plug in, turn up, and feel the power. Because the 592 never sleeps. And the energy starts right here, right now.
Right? That's the PPP's trope. Because it's a racist party that believes people like me are house slaves. I don't have any corruption on my hand. So what must they do? They must turn the black man into a junkie, a crackhead. Amanza Walton, they must turn her into a stripper and put her on a pole because she's a black woman. Racist. And Anil Nandala will stand up and say about proud, upstanding house slaves. And there is nothing wrong with being a house slave. And that's how some of you believe people can be treated like house slaves. Down with you. Down with you. Right? Anything. You have no corruption on me. None. Zero. Any criticism I have you don't like, oh, he must be a crackhead. He must be a madman. He must be a criminal. You know, all black people, they got it in the DNA. He must be a criminal. Crazy, angry black people in the streets. This is what all the fear is about. Down with it. Down with it. I'm not tolerant of racism anymore. Not. I was never very tolerant of it. But I'm totally intolerant of it. Because I see its corrosive effect on our society. It's eroding our society. And if you don't have anything to say about it, you are complicit. At this point. I noted all the people that came out to condemn Anil Nandala's comment, and I noted all of the people that did not come out to criticize it. Okay? So, I'm gonna get my milkshake. And go home. I got a couple other stations to visit, but then I'm gonna head home and I got some more stuff to post for you guys. I'm going to keep you updated on discrepancies that arrive during this election period dutifully. Right? Look, somebody just sent me so many Indian nationals. I ain't even get to read the whole message. I'm going to send you dutifully. Right? If you have a problem with it, call the police so they can investigate the leads that we are putting on the internet. If I find something to be false, I will tell you. If you come back and you let me know if something is false, you got pulled off Francis, that's not accurate, I will do so. I am accountable. Okay? But let nobody tell you it's impossible for voter fraud to happen. It's impossible for people to vote twice. If we see multiple people show you they could take the ink off of their finger and it takes some hours for any little hint of a stain to come back on it, we already know there's voter fraud in the GCOM database. The ink thing and the photos or the folio, it only works if the database is secure. Once it's been established that that database is not secure and it's been violated, then no, there's no integrity to the process. You wipe out the ink from your finger, collect your next ID. Maybe the people from Region 7 know where one of them there. You collect your other ID. You go to another polling station. GCOM might have you on the list as somebody else and your face look a little similar. They put your face to someone else's name, just like Mr. Oral Sample. And you don't even need an ID. You just go and swear your oath, right? Swear your oath. They can give you a driver's license or your passport, whatever. You don't have to have a national ID. You go there as long as it end up on the GCOM list. And we know that list is corrupted. So what are you on about? You guys are trying to gaslight me. I know what I'm seeing. And I told you what I saw since when polling finished on joint services that day. I came home and dutifully told you what happened. It's very important to take contemporaneous notes. I told everyone. So don't feel like I'm just bringing it up out of the blue. The Indian National that I recorded since July. The people that discovered there's 100 people registered to one house. That's since like January, February time. These are issues that have been documented and in front of GCOM. They've just done nothing with it. Don't come to blame me. Go and blame GCOM. Right? Go and blame GCOM. So I was one of the people riling against rigging attempts in 2020. And right now I feel like I live in a hypocritical nation. Some of the same people that were saying they didn't want rigging. No, you wanted rigging. You just wanted different people to rig it. Some Guyanese love rigging. They don't care about if it's rigging. They care who rig. Y'all should be more honest with your statements. And say, oh, I vex up no rig. I wish was PPP rig. And some of you say, oh, I vex PPP rig. I wish was up. Right? Y'all be honest. I am not like you. And there's many of us not like you. We're in the middle. Rigging is rigging and it's wrong. If I would come out in 2020 and condemn APNU and tell them, come out of office, you think I'm going to sit down and shut up when I see foolery going around in front of me? You think I'm going to shut up? Because a pack of bullies running this country. A pack of bullies. Done with them. Right? Arresting people for public mischief. Got the police threatening people. You're anxious to come out and shoot people in the streets. I don't remember protesters getting shot up in 2020 for public mischief and terrorism. Because they're not house slaves. Y'all know you're able. I'm telling those of you guys, I looking wrong. I'm telling you guys. For those of you that want to choose another 5 years of corruption, just stay home. Just stay home. If you're fed up, similarly, you have any sliver of hope left in you that this country can be pushed in a better direction, come out to your house and vote. If you're one of the people that was online typing, justice for Adriana, justice for Adriana, justice for Adriana. This is Justice for Adriana Day. Today is Justice for Adriana Day. Once every 5 years. Right? I'm ringing down my phone here. Guys, I guess I calls. Oh, Jackie Gonzalez, I gave you information just as I got it, right? About the horses being transported from Lethem. Hey, you used to believe me until I reported what somebody told me verbatim from Lethem. They said they were tracking this whole thing and it was not all above board. Fake honey just come across that border. Gold is smuggled across the board, and you don't believe a horse could smuggle across the border. You believe everything is above board. Okay. I reported this as I got it. Okay? And if you don't believe me, how could you trust the PPP? How could you trust the PPP? You don't believe me because the horse story was false. GDF was, you said they're not smuggling the horses. You saw all the paperwork, you saw the vet there, all the officials and everything. Right? How could you believe this government? Who came to tell you that you would have a gas to shore project in 2025 and there's nothing there? $2 billion US they can't account for. How could you trust a government that told you there's going to be a pump station down the road and there's no pump station and they give critics $182 million a year money and they're gone? How could you trust an administration that say they believe in the safety and protection of children and Adriana Young was murdered and they gaslit us and tried to tell us she was in a pool that she was not in? That a minister could get accused of rape and they kidnapped the victim. How you believe them and you can't believe me? That's funny. That's hilarious. That's hilarious with no smile. Okay? No. Right. So these are the times you can see the peak of PPP trolling. They're gonna send all and sundry to the comments, especially if you try to highlight any rigging that's going on, because these people are hypocrites. They just want their party to rig. Hypocrites. Down with hypocrites. I block and delete a lot of hypocrites today. Happy to do so. Down with hypocrisy. Rigging is bad in 2020 and 2015 when Barnum did it. It is bad today. If having voter fraud, you think the PPP would let it go that they remove people's name from the list and people turn up and finding themselves and people face changing on the list and GCOM admitted there was voter fraud? You think they would have let that go? Never, 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 never. Never. Yes, Rudolph, $2 billion in generational wealth. And that is it. The people coming today is the people terrified. The incompetent, contemptuous contractors and kleptocrats that have been the flying monkeys that have supported these narcissists for the last 5 years and become billionaires off the backs of substandard work. They will be coming. Because they're scared. They're scared in a few mornings they will wake up and they don't have the same multi-billion-dollar contracts they were getting and they can't produce bad work and someone can sign off on it. They're scared. They're scared that the era of incompetence will come to an end. They're terrified.